What's up, folks? So, Walmart private fleet onboarding. What's it all about? Is it as scary as they say it is? Well, let's get into it. We'll find out. So, you've sent your application. You've passed all the requirements. You jumped through the hoops and all that stuff. You get invited to onboarding. So now what? It's nerve wracking. At least it was for me. I would think for a lot of drivers, it's it makes you nervous because this is a life changing thing coming to Walmart. It was for me. Uh, the money, the culture, just everything about it, the security, the benefits, the paid time off, all of it made me really, really, really want this job. So I got invited to onboarding, and I'll tell you my experience, and I'll tell you what it's like. What it'll be like for you. You know what's involved. So you sent your application, you get invited to onboarding. Your recruiter is going to set up a date for you to attend onboarding. And just briefly, in my day, almost everybody went to Bentonville, Arkansas for onboarding. With COVID, that kind of changed everything. So now you go to a DC in your region. So you'll go to that local DC. If you live within 75 miles of that DC where onboarding is taking place, you'll drive your personal vehicle there. Walmart will pay you mileage for your vehicle. Um, and I believe you make that travel every day. But don't quote me on that. I can find out. They may put you up in a hotel. If you live outside of 75 miles, Walmart will get you there. They'll pay for the travel. They pay for the lodging, the hotel room. They pay for your meals. It's covered. And you get paid on top of that. You get paid, I think it's $24 an hour for the onboarding event itself. So, pretty sweet deal, man. They take care of everything. They kind of wine and dine you, you know. Everybody's happy to see you. Everybody's super friendly. It's a high energy, very positive environment when you go there. So don't worry about travel. Don't worry about meals. Don't worry about lodging. Any of that stuff. It's all taken care of. What you need to worry about is nailing your assessments and learning what you need to learn while you're there. Because you have a limited time there. You have it's a 5-day event. Most of it's done in 4 days though, and we're going to go over the things you do on each day. So day one, again, high energy, super positive. All the CDTs, which is short for certified driver trainer, they're all there pumping you up. Hey, you made it to onboarding. Good for you, man. Welcome. It's going to be a great week. All that kind of stuff. And they usually will divide, depending on how many are in your class. They may divide you into groups, and one half watches like these videos. There's a lot of videos you have to watch about the culture and different requirements and Walmart's expectations and those kinds of things. The other half of the group will go out and watch the what they call the expectations. Now, there's three main parts to the expectations they have. One is pre-trip, one is your backing assessment, and last is your driving assessment. So the ones that go out and look at the expectations, they're going to take you out there and they're going to show you the Walmart pre-trip. One of those trainers are going to go through the entire truck and trailer and show you the Walmart way of doing the pre-trip. You can take notes, and you better be. When in my onboarding class, we had 100 and something of us because again they did it a little bit different back then. They put a bunch of people into one spot. You could tell that a lot of those drivers, that pre-trip was nothing more than a distant memory to them. They had no clue, it seemed like, what they were doing. So anyways, study your pre-trip before you go. Let me just nail that into your head. Know your pre-trip. And I'll probably do a pre-trip video sometime soon also. But anyways, they're going to show you how to do the Walmart pre-trip. And then they're going to bring you over to the backing area, and they're going to show you the scenario they have set up, which is meant to simulate like the back of a Walmart store. They have, you know, 2 trailers, and you're parked next to the outside trailer, and you need to get yourself lined up to back into the middle of those 2 trailers. And it's pretty tight. They have cones set up, so it's kind of challenging. It's no cakewalk, but they're gonna actually do it in front of you and show you the exact setup that you want to do, everything. So pay attention. You know, that's all you gotta do is pay attention. Take notes if you need to. And as far as the driving goes, they don't do any driving expectations on the first day. They just instead show you the backing and the pre-trip. So that's pretty much day 1. You're gonna see all their expectations on the pre-trip and the backing, and they're gonna do some computer stuff, and they serve you lunch in between. That's day 1. Day 2 is a time for you to shine. They're gonna bring you and, you know, half of the class out to the pre-trip truck, and this is where you show them what you can do. They're going to let each one of you individually do a pre-trip, and they're not going to say a word to you. They're not going to give you any tips. They're not going to say you did this right, you did this wrong. They're just going to sit there with their clipboard, you know, and let you do your thing. So that's why I say study your pre-trip, dude. So you're going to run through and do your pre-trip, and then they're going to take you over to the backing scenario, and you're going to climb up in that truck and you're going to back up. A couple of tips I can give you now while I'm thinking of it. Always put your seatbelt on. The minute you get in that truck for your backing scenario, put your seatbelt on. Every time you go to back up, toot your city horn before you back up. Just a little doop. That's all you need, you know. They want you to do that. It's just it's a safety thing, obviously. So yeah, they're gonna let you do the backing thing. Take your time. You have plenty of time to do it. You don't need to rush it. Pull up if you need to. Get out and look often. Anytime you know, before you enter those 2 trailers, get out and look. There is a time limit. They don't say what it is, and I'm not going to say what it is either, because they probably don't want me to. But you have plenty of time. Trust me. Just be safe. Get out and look. Do your 360. You're going to hear that term a lot at Walmart. The 360. That means get out and walk around the entire truck and look at all objects. Look at, you know, all the danger spots. And then just back it in that hole. And when you get when you get back to where you think you're where you're supposed to be, get out and look one final time and look. And then if you're done, tell them you're done. So that's the backing test. And that's essentially day 2. You do the pre-trip, you do the backing test. Oh yeah, you go out for a drive too. The way that they did it with us was they had 3 different routes. One was a city route. One was a country route, you know, hilly roads. The city was tight corners in the city. They had the country route, which was, you know, hills and curves and narrow roads. And they had the highway route, so you just go out on the interstate, drive however many miles. Each driving scenario lasted about 45 minutes, but you do one of those 3 routes on day 2. Then you do another route on day 3, and then another route on day 4. So you don't do all 3 routes in the same day. So that's half of the day on day 2. The other half of the day, on day 2, you're going to be watching more videos. There's so many classroom things and videos and computer-based training type things that you have to do. That's a lot of it. But there's a lot to take in. So it's good to learn this stuff. Day 3 is the same as day 2. You go out, you do another pre-trip. So now you've seen them do it. You've done it once, and after you're done doing it, they'll give you an assessment, you know, on how you did and what you missed. So day 3 is the same thing. You go out, you do a pre-trip. Again, pay close attention to what you're doing. Don't miss anything. And do your backing test. Once again, just don't hit the trailers. Just get it in the hole. It's nothing too challenging. It's tight, but it isn't something that you can't do, because clearly we all do it. And then another driving scenario. You'll do a different route. Day 4 is that's game day, baby. That's when you need to shine. That's when you can pass or fail. The first 2 days, well, actually, day 2 and day 3, you can screw up a little bit. They're going to take notes, and they're assessing you to see just how good you can be. Yeah, you might make a little mistake here and there. In fact, one of the guys that went to Bentonville with me during the backing test, he hit one of the trailers, and he still works here to this day. I see him all the time. So you can make mistakes, but don't make too many, and learn from your mistakes, because on day 4, that's when you want to shine. That's when you're doing your final pre-trip test, your final backing assessment, and your final driving route. And even after day 4, they still don't tell you if you passed. You still have to come in on Friday morning, day 5, and although I knew I did well enough to pass, I still didn't quite know until I walked into that center on Friday morning, and all the trainers were there, hooting and hollering, banners were flying, music was blasting. It was like a celebration, so it was a good day, and hopefully you'll have that experience as well. And then, provided everything goes right, you're going to pass, and they're going to say, okay, welcome Walmart drivers. And then it's day 5, Friday. It's just a hangout day. It's a party day, and they'll get you set up to fly home or travel home, whatever your situation may be, and they'll schedule a time. You'll sit down and get a schedule with them on when you're going to start orientation. So orientation is at the DC where you're going to be working out of. And that's usually it's the following week. You'll have that set up to start orientation at your local DC, and you'll spend 2 or 3 days there watching, guess what, more computer training stuff, more videos and hazmat stuff and culture, and just a whole bunch of different videos. You got to go through all those things. Once that's done, and by the way, you're getting paid throughout all of this. I think I already told you that. You're getting paid throughout all of this, so it's not free training. It's you're getting paid to do this. So an orientation is a couple, maybe 3 days, and then you'll get placed on a truck with a mentor, and that's going to be 2 weeks. You're on the truck with him or her, and you're driving. The mentor is sitting in the passenger seat, and it's basically just hanging out with them. They're showing you Walmart policy, how to do certain things. They're not necessarily judging how you drive, or, how do you back up a trailer. By this point, you should already know how to do that. The mentor is there to show you procedure, teach you, give you tips and tricks and hints. They're going to take you to as many scenarios that DC sees, as many situations that DC will see. So you'll go to the easy stores, you'll go to the hard stores, you'll go to familiar backhauls that DC pulls from, you'll go to the local pallet yard that your DC goes to. He'll try to place you in many scenarios so you get a good, well-rounded experience specific to that DC. That's kind of what the mentor is doing, and it's he or her is showing you how to get in and out of the stores, how to work the tablet, for your arrivals and your departures, all that stuff. And that's going to be 2 weeks. For those 2 weeks, depending on where you live, if you don't live close enough, they'll put you in a hotel for those 2 weeks. No, you're not in the same hotel room with your mentor. He or she will either get their own hotel room, or what will often happen, like in my case, I'm a mentor. I've mentored several drivers. We usually come back to the DC at the end of our day, and I stay in my truck while the mentee takes their personal car to the local hotel and spends the night. So no, they're not putting you up in the same hotel room, that kind of thing, you know. So it's very carefree. After 2 weeks, you're on your own. So that's pretty much all the details for onboarding and orientation, and even, you know, the mentorship. There's not much to it. You're just driving the truck. Your mentor's hanging out beside you. You guys are just chilling and chatting all day and doing your thing, and you're in the hotel at night. Get up the next morning and do it again. After 2 weeks, you're on your own, baby. So that's it. You're on your own to go down in that comment section too if you have any questions. I tried to explain it the best I can, but I'm sure I missed something, and I'm sure you guys have questions. I'm more than happy to help you. You can help me by, in your application, list me as a referral. There's a line on there that asks you if you know anybody who works at Walmart. That's where you put in my info, and that'll help me. I get a bonus out of that, just, you know, to be totally honest. But you don't need to use me as a referral for me to help you. I'm still going to help you. If you have questions, if you have somebody else you're using as a referral, that's fine. That's fine. I want to help you guys get on board with us, because it's really to our benefit to get more and more private fleet drivers and get rid of these third-party carriers. My DC alone has probably 100 Swift drivers that pull trailers out of here because we don't have enough private fleet drivers to handle all the freight. So the more private fleet drivers we get, the better it is for all of us. The more schedules open up, which will be another video. I'll talk about the schedules. And, well, the higher in seniority I'll go. Also, the more drivers we get. The higher in seniority you'll go, the more drivers you get behind you. So, anyway, questions, comments, give them to me. I'll put my email up here, richfromwalmart@gmail.com. Give me a shout, guys, if you want to know something. See ya.